Hi, I'm Lars. Welcome back to the shop. As you can see, I'm trying to repair a door. Let me get a little bit closer on this so you can see why this did not work. So one of the problems that we had with this is we didn't have enough wall to put this door in. All right, that is one of the issues. So I'm going to have to build this out some, and the first thing I need to do is I need to repair this door jamb. We're going to have to take these pieces here. We're going to have to take these pieces and put a bunch of glue on them. And glue them back together. Now, once I do that, put glue on it and hold it here, we will put some brads through this, but the glue will hold it once we get a board behind this, all right? So we'll put another board behind this, get this glued up, and we should be able to put the screws back in, as long as we don't tie just to this jamb that's broke, as long as we put that all the way into the 2x4 that's going to be behind it. So let's see if this works. Let's get to it. All right, so this door jamb is pretty messed up, and we need to get this back on here. Yeah, I could take this thing completely down and rebuild this side of the door jamb, but this door jamb goes in my garage, and it's in my barn. So we're going to do, just going to spread some glue down this. This is Titebond 2, so it's pretty strong glue. And then we're going to spread it out a little bit so we get into all the nooks and crannies, because it was a pretty clean break, you know. It's not like it's not going to go back together okay. Oops, got a little glue on there. I'm not really worried about how messy this is or whatnot. So we're going to get that like that. And then we're going to take this and set this back in here. Now that looks pretty good. Now, what we need to do now is we need to get some clamps on it. And I'm going to keep on pulling this forward to the edge out here until it's smooth like I want it. Okay? I got to put a clamp on the bottom too, because it's not going to hold unless it's tight. There. So we got glue oozing out everywhere except for the top up here, and we need to get a clamp on that. But I will get a clamp on that in a minute. But the first thing I want to do is I want to drill a little tiny hole into this. I'm going to put a 6 nail in here, 6D. Finish nail. Now, that's going to hold the wood while the glue dries. It's not actually going to be the main support. It's going to be a big part of it, but it's not going to be the main support. We'll put another nail at the bottom. The reason I'm drilling these is this is only made of pine, this wood, and I don't want to split them out. It's a soft pine, so it shouldn't split. But there's some words I don't like in the English dictionary, and those are should, could, woulda, might, maybe, because that means that there's no sure thing. And being that by trade I'm a software architect and software developer, those are the worst words you want to hear. We still have some wood. See, this is not nailed in yet because I want to put this one on top like that, and then I'll put a nail through all of this. So let me get some glue on this one. clamped in. Put one right here. Put another one down at the bottom here. So some of the times the clamps have to come off, and you just got to kind of push on the edge of these things. All right. And this came off now. All right, now that the nails are in and the glue's on, I gotta let this dry up before I can do anything with the actual door. But I need to get a piece of wood behind this. It doesn't really matter what it is, per se. It just needs to be something that I can get a screw through here and be able to mount, and this isn't gonna apply. I know everyone's going 2x4, and that's a very good possibility. I've got tons of them laying around here for sure after the deck thing, after the deck demolition. So I'm gonna try to find a 2x something that fit across here, and I'll screw it in here and through this stuff. For those of you who are new to the channel, I did not film this, but the reason this stuff's up here is because we have raccoons in the area, and they get into the barn, and that's the main reason this door's here. And it's not to keep people out and anything else. It's just to shut the door to keep the critters out of this area, or to lock one of our cats named Lily back in this area. All right, so I found a 2x. I think it's 2x6. We're gonna set this up here. It clears past the door where the hinges go. The hinges are not gonna wrap any farther past than this door jamb, because otherwise you'll be able to put molding on it. So this should be good. So I'm just gonna put some screws in this, and then once all this stuff dries, we will get the door hung up back up. And when you're putting these screws in, make sure you put one on either side of the hinge. It's just a really good idea, along with putting one at the top and one at the very bottom. It's pretty good. See to get some more down the outside. All right, now that this is in, we just need to let this dry and we can hang the door. And that's really all there is to it, to fixing a door jamb that's been split. Our split, I think due to the wind, I think it blew open way too far, got hit, something, I don't know. I came out here one day and the door was off the hinges. I don't think the cat, karate chopped it or anything like that, but who knows, it could have happened. One thing I do when I'm hanging a door, if I can't get the hinges off or I don't have another person to help me, is I put a board with a little wedge underneath it here. It's like back here. And then I can use my foot to raise the door up or lower it down or whatever I need to do with it, so I can get the screws in the holes. Once you get all the screws back in the hinges, the door should shut just fine. And a good door should stay open anywhere you put it. Okay, it shouldn't be leaning and just pulling closed all the time like a refrigerator door. You should be able to open it and close it any distance that you want. So when I was a lot younger, my father and I used to work doing carpentry work. okay? He did a lot of finished carpentry work. That's the molding in your house, building cabinets and stuff like that for customers. It's probably where I get a lot of this from. One thing my father instilled in me from when I was a little kid is a story he told me that when we used to live in New York. And that was, he had something that he needed done. He didn't know how to do it. He had an idea, but he didn't want to take that risk. So he hired a handyman in to come and fix this door or cabinet or whatever it was, I don't remember. And he ended up doing the exact same thing my dad thought he was going to do. So from that point on, my dad started doing things on his own. And he became this really good, one of the best finished carpenters in the Dayton area, in the Dayton, Ohio area. With all that time that I spent with him, things like hanging a door or building our house or a barn or anything like that, I don't mind taking a challenge on. All right, that's why, you know, I like to do these YouTube videos to show people that if you have something that you need fixed, or if you need something to be done, you probably could do it yourself, save yourself a lot of money. And you actually have a great feeling of, wow, I did that. Not, oh, I just paid somebody to do that, now I'm broke. Okay? If I was to have somebody come in and fix this door, they would have said, nope, I need to rip the door out, I need to put a new door in, the door's gonna cost you $300, and my time's gonna cost you $200, and it's gonna be 500 bucks. I literally fix this door, it's back on its hinges, and it's working 20 minutes tops. No money out of pocket. I had glue here, I had nails here, and I had some old lumber. And that's all it took. So try to do these things on your own if you can. I mean, if you got an idea, that's how people get good at what they do. In fact, just about every YouTuber that I have seen, that I have followed, they've all been in that situation where they didn't own any tools, they didn't own anything, but they needed something and they didn't have the money to do it. So what did they do? They went out and bought a tool instead of buying the thing that they had. And they built what they needed to get, they built the item that they wanted. Now, if it's out of metal, you might have to be able to buy a welder. And that's what I did. I needed something made out of metal for our, for the Out Deco wallet we built. So I went and I bought a tool. I bought a welder, learned how to weld. Not the greatest welder, not going to say I'm a welder, and I probably won't weld for anyone for a long time, but I did the welding. It's holding, it's still standing up there, it's still working. We've had huge windstorms come through here, and it works. So I didn't have to pay somebody to do that, okay? It's just take the chance. Try to do it, all right? If you like the video, click like. Please subscribe to the channel. As always, if you got a comment or anything like that, throw it down in the comments. And you're always welcome back into the shop. And again, as always, have a nice day.